on Russia. On the same day, a Russian aircraft intercepted and forced down a U.S. surveillance drone in the Black Sea. It was troubling to hear some on the hard right not condemn Putin so much as excuse him. The hard right, excusing Putin, not even daring to condemn him. One Republican governor in particular said yesterday that defending Ukraine and opposing Putin is not a vital national interest. He called Putin's illegal and unprovoked invasion of another sovereign democracy, quote, a territorial dispute. He basically thinks the U.S. is wrong to support Ukraine as they fight and die to protect their democracy. And he's certainly not alone in thinking that on the hard right. I have to wonder what he would have thought if he was around in the 1930s. We know what happened then, when many refused to stand up to aggression. A world war resulted. Sadly, these remarks are not unique within the GOP. For years, an isolationist fever has been surging within the hard right, propagated night after night on networks like Fox News. The hard right's isolationism is dangerous. It is un-American, undemocratic, and it is woefully blind to the lessons of history. It's ironic that many on the hard right, which historically opposed communism and authoritarianism, now openly flirt with autocrats like Putin. These MAGA isolationists are making America less safe. They're making our troops less safe, and they are severely undermining American leadership on the world stage. The desire to excuse and validate Putin's goals is just one of the many terrible legacies of Donald Trump, and it's as good a reason as any why he and those who think like him should never, never, never come near the Oval Office ever again. And finally, on AUMF. Yesterday, we took a very important procedural step to set up a vote tomorrow on legislation officially and finally repealing the Iraq AUMFs of 1991 and 2002. I want to thank Senators Kaine and Young for leading this bipartisan legislation, and Chairman Menendez and Ranking Member Risch for moving it through the Foreign Relations Committee. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Every year we keep these AUMFs on the books as just another chance for future administrations to abuse or misuse them beyond their original intent. War powers belong squarely in the hands of Congress. That's what the Constitution says, and it means our responsibility to reassert our constitutional duty and prevent future presidents from exploiting these AUMFs to bumble us into a new Middle East conflict is important. The Iraq War ended over 10 years ago. An authorization passed in 2002 under entirely different circumstances and in a different world. It is no longer necessary nor relevant in 2023. Repealing the AUMF will in no way hinder our national defense, nor will it impact our relationship with the people of Iraq. Mr. President, Americans are tired of endless wars in the Middle East. We owe it to them, we owe it to our veterans and their families to repeal the Iraq War AUMF and turn the page on this chapter of our history. I yield the floor and note the absence of a quorum.
Clerk will call the roll.
Ms. Baldwin.